Welcome everyone to the April 10th, 2025 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Would you please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm Barb Lewis, President. Welcome, everyone. To my left is Jeff Benton, our Vice President, and fellow Commissioner Gary Merrill, our Administrator Tracy Davies, our Deputy Administrator Don Houston, our Deputy Administrator Eric Hostetler, and General Counsel, and our clerks Jennifer and Brandy. We can begin.
Resolution number 25-245, in the matter of approving electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held April 7th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 25-245. Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Mr. Benton.
Aye.
We do not have any public comment today. That brings us to item number 3, resolution number 25-246, in the matter of approving purchase orders, sending out certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0409 and memo transfers in batch number MT APR 0409.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 25-246. Mr. Benton.
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Merrill.
Aye.
Resolution number 25-247, in the matter of the Board of County Commissioners declaring the week of April 6th National Crime Victims' Rights Week in Delaware County.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good
morning.
Good morning.
It's always a pleasure to come over and see you, especially during this important week. And I want to reiterate again our thanks for the support that you provide the prosecutor's office, law enforcement, and all victims of crime in Delaware County. As the board, your commitment to criminal justice and survivors, as I like to call them, is unparalleled. So thank you very much. As you know, we're here to honor again National Crime Victims' Rights Week. And of course, I think that it's important we honor the staff that is here that work with victims every single day. And so if you could all please stand. That includes you, Macy, yes.
She was sitting there questioning, should I stand up or not? I could see it on her face.
And so you all know our victim advocates, Executive Director of our office, Trish Wright, Megan Powell, and down on the end, Caitlin Groh, and then also Val Hooper with the Sheriff's Office that works with our victims of crimes in the municipal court. And I believe our new detective sergeant, am I right? Dan Maurer with the Delaware County Sheriff's Office here. You can come up and join me.
Yes, yes.
And then
Welcome.
also Macy Zachary, who's one of our assistant prosecutors as well. So while we're here to recognize these cases, I did want to put it into a little perspective for you. In 2024, our office worked with we opened 379 cases that had victims. So if you break that down, that's more than one person. And remember, those are just cases. Cases can have multiple victims, but that's more than one case every single day in Delaware County where someone is being victimized. But we know that number is so much more. Those are just the victims, the survivors that we know about, who were able to come forward to law enforcement and who had a case submitted to our office on their behalf. And while we are here to recognize our crime victims' rights this week, I also want to use this moment to speak on behalf of all of the victims, or the survivors, as I would like to refer to them, who continue to remain to be silenced in our community because of the trauma that they've endured. And I want to use this time to encourage you and our entire community to stand with survivors, and we can do that by starting to believe. And actually, Start by Believing is a campaign that we initiated this month to bring awareness to our community about sexual assault abuse and the survivors that endure that trauma. And Start by Believing, though, is an international campaign that you can just even Google it and look online to see how it impacted the world and survivors of sexual abuse. Sexual abuse or sexual assault is the #1 underreported crime And so while we had 379 cases involving victims that span the criminal justice code, how many more were we not able to help because they didn't feel comfortable coming forward? And so what I'm here today to also encourage is that as a community, as public officials, that we encourage those around us by emulating the Start by Believing campaign. And it's really simple. All you do is you listen to survivors and you show them empathy and understanding as community members. But as public officials, it means that we pledge and we promise that we will respect survivors of sexual abuse and all victims of crime, and that we will provide a safe place for them to pursue their interests through the criminal justice process. So again, I thank you, and I did bring pledges for you, but maybe we can do that after the session if you have time. And I know that you all always support survivors and victims of crime, so thank you again.
Oh, thank you so much. Sheriff, would you like to say anything?
The only thing I'd like to say is, we're fortunate in Delaware County because we work with other agencies, but we're very fortunate for the victim services we do have. They're always available. They're really the unsung heroes behind the scenes that nobody sees. We take the initial report and then they take it from there. So we are a great team together, so we really appreciate them.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Any comments from the commission?
Yeah, the comment I would make, Melissa, who I believe we have the best prosecutor in the state of Ohio by far, but you made a comment about the victims. I think it goes beyond that. Collateral damage, I think, applies to other family members that get indirectly affected by it as well. So the list of victims is probably far in excess of the 379 if you take that into consideration. And that's my assessment from a distance. I'm not close enough to really make that judgment, but from what I've observed, I think that would be an accurate statement. And I thank everybody for everything you do in this area. Thank you very much.
Yeah, if I could just also just add that, we live in a very safe community, thanks to the law enforcement, prosecutor's office, the courts, and others who make it that way. But there is still crime, and it's good to recognize that and support them because they are oftentimes the ignored part of the system. And so it's great that we're able to do that and just take a week and recognize them and encourage everyone to focus on it. So thank you very much for everything you do.
Yes, I mean, what you do, Prosecutor Schiffel, and your leadership in this has just been outstanding. And we thank you so much, and Sheriff, thank you too, for your assistance and your leadership, and to everyone on the team. You played just a vital role. And the more this does become open and accepted to say something about violence, it's just so important that we all stand up when we hear about it, when we see it, and to encourage those that have undergone this violence. So we thank you very much. And I'll read the resolution, then we can vote
Okay.
on it. Okay. The proclamation, I should say. Whereas Delaware County continues its efforts to prevent and respond to crime at every level and will never neglect to show fairness, dignity, and respect to survivors of crime, and will honor them during National Crime Victims' Rights Week, April 6th through April 12th, 2025. Whereas Delaware County will observe National Crime Victims' Rights Week from April 6 through April 14 by placing signs for each township on the lawn of the Delaware County Courthouse. This display will serve as a powerful reminder that victims are not alone and healing is possible. There are also signs displayed on Sandusky Street by the Rutherford B. Hayes Building and on 23 North that say, #Star by Believing. This is a global outreach event to try to end the silence and improve the way individuals respond to someone who discloses sexual assault. This year, the theme of National Crime Victims' Rights Week is Kinship, which is a call to action to recognize that shared humanity should be at the center of supporting all survivors and victims of crime. Kinship is a state of being with survivors that drives vital connections to services, rights, and healing. Kinship is where victim advocacy begins. Now, therefore, be it resolved, it is with great respect that the Delaware County Commissioners express their admiration for those survivors of crime who have turned personal tragedies into triumph. As a community, we understand that crime has an impact, and we vow to demonstrate kinship by showing compassion and offer support for those who need it most. To those who serve, our volunteers, law enforcement officers, prosecutors, victim service providers, healthcare professionals, parole and probation officers, counselors, and a host of many others whose dedication and service to victims helps us to lessen the trauma and assist in personal recoveries. We offer our deepest gratitude. Further, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Delaware County that the week of April 6th through 12th, 2025, is declared National Crime Victims' Rights Week in Delaware County. And all citizens of Delaware County are encouraged to use this week to reaffirm their commitment to victims of crime by extending to them respect, understanding, and compassion. Signed by Jeff Benton, Barb Lewis, and Gary Merrill. And now we can vote on the resolution and then have a picture.
Vote on motion 25-247. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You were the bashful. Huh?
Thank you again.
Hey, guys.
Okay, that brings us to item number 5. Resolution number 25-248, in the matter of approving a memorandum of understanding between the Delaware Morrow Mental Health and Recovery Services Board and the Court of Common Pleas, Delaware County, for the Specialized Docket Subsidiary Project FY 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kristen Schultz from the Delaware County Common Pleas Court. I'm just asking you today to approve this MOU. This is a funding that's passed through the state, through the board, for $105,000 to fund the 3 specialized dockets for the Common Pleas Court.
Okay. Any questions, comments? Vote, please.
Vote on motion 25-248. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Commissioners.
Kristen.
Resolution number 25-249, in the matter of approving a transfer of funds and a supplemental appropriation.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Justin Navi, Director of Finance. This request is primarily attributed to cash transfers, and these will accommodate debt service payments that will be due in June and December of this year.
Okay. Questions, comments? Vote, please.
Vote on motion 25-249. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 25-250, in the matter of awarding the bid to and approving the contract with Wilson Lawn and Field Services for invitation to bid number 25-01, facilities lawn mowing services for Delaware County.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, John Melvin, Director of Facilities. We received a total of 5 bids for the lawn mowing services this year. Wilson Lawn and Field Services was the lowest and best bid, recommending awarding and awarding contract. We'll note, they mowed around the Bixby complex last year. They didn't do all the locations, but they did do the Bixby campus, so we are familiar with the work.
Good.
Good.
Questions, comments? Vote, please.
Vote on motion 25-250. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
While you're standing there, you brought up Bixby.
Yes.
Where do we stand on landscaping and all of that? Is that progressing or will be?
It's progressing with the master gardeners are taking that lead around the building and stuff. It's been very gradual. They, being the master gardeners, they work with the seasons and, getting the stuff prepared nicely. So I'll follow up with them to make sure. I noted that the other day. It looks like they had cleaned the beds up, and I'm sure they're getting ready for some more plantings out there.
Oh,
Very good.
that's great. Thank you, John.
That brings us to administrator reports.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tracy Davies, Administrator. ODOT is hosting a open house today, I believe, for the US 23 State Route 229 intersection. It's part of their Route 23 corridor improvements. This is one of the first intersections that they're focusing on. So there is an open house today from 4 to 7 at the 23 North facility, otherwise known as the All Occasions Building, 7019 Waldo Road. And again, that open house is from 4 to 7 today. People can drop by and look at the plans and see what ODOT is planning to do with that intersection. It is a high crash intersection, so it's one of the intersections ODOT is focusing on first. That's all I have.
I don't have anything. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Merrill.
Tuesday was a busy day. We had an OCCO board meeting followed by a CCAO board meeting, followed by a quick trip to PAL for their State of the City. And I thought they did a really nice job of presenting. It was very well attended. It was at the zoo. And a lot went on. And I'm sure Commissioner Benton's going to bring up Masters, and I'll let him handle all of that. Because I thought that was close to his heart. So, go ahead.
Yeah, the Powell State of the City was very well done. This is their second one that they've done, and I'm guessing 100 people were there, and a lot of good things going on in Powell, so it's really neat to see. And as Commissioner Merrill alluded, this is the biggest day of sports all year long, by far. I mean, it's not even close.
By far.
The
Wow.
Masters starts
This is
today.
really-
It's already started. The first tee time was
So the
7:40.
biggest sporting event in the world takes place in Georgia, not in Ohio, what you're saying.
Well, the biggest sporting event, other than the one in Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm trying to put you on the spot.
yeah. Had to put an asterisk on that. Because the Memorial Tournament, of course,
Okay.
is here in Delaware County mostly. But anyway, the Masters starts today at 3 on ESPN. Tomorrow, 3 on ESPN, 4 o'clock, I think, or 2 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday with CBS. So be sure to everybody set their DVRs and record the shows, and we'll have a quiz on Monday. So anyway, that's all I got.
Oh, okay. I just found out my son is there, so
Oh, yeah.
good for him. Yeah. Received a call from Senator Andy Brenner's office. He has nominated Harold Wolford for the Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame, and wondered if we could send a letter supporting this nomination.
Sure.
So,
Be happy to do that.
okay.
Yeah, I'd be glad
Okay.
to too. Harold does a lot for the Vietnam
really-
vets in particular, but all vets in general.
Right. And he has his veteran service and then so much community service.
Everything he gets involved in, he's very passionate about.
He is. He is. So, okay. I'll work with Eric and Jane on that, and we'll get a letter out supporting Harold's nomination, and that's great. And that's all I have. We do have need for executive.
We do. Resolution number 25-251, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of pending or imminent litigation and for confidential information related to economic development.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 25-251. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We are now